God. Amen. Oh, let's all get our hymn books and we're going to stand and sing page 112. The church hymn, I've got that old time movie in my heart. 112. Old time movie. Right across the page, 113, glory to His name.
Oh
thank you, ladies. Amen. Thank you, Brother Charles. Good to see everybody back in church tonight. Glad you're saved. Say amen. Amen. Hallelujah. How many of you tired? Yeah. Amen. It's a good time. Amen. Just as your pastor, I want to say thank you. Used to, our camp meeting was filled with people from pretty much all over. And it just seemed like the last few years the Lord's just kind of, and we didn't do it on purpose, it seemed like the Lord's had to be just mostly our people. And just about every night the place was pretty much full. And you could put all the visitors on two of these little pews right here. And I said all that just to say thank you. I appreciate your faithfulness, and I appreciate you even coming back on Sunday night. Most churches would have just called off service tonight, and we could have too, but why? You're going to wear yourself out for something that might as well be for God. Amen. Anyway, I'm glad to be back in church tonight. Amen. We'll try not to keep you too late, but and I'm not just at the church tonight so we can say we did. I'm having church tonight because I think it's the thing to do. Amen. So it's a blessing. And let's see what I was going to tell you about. I'm looking for BJ. Where's BJ? Brother BJ's over here. Changing sides on me. Amen. He's a Baptist. Amen. He ain't talking to this crowd over here. Amen. Brother BJ went to the jail for the first time today with Brother Warren, and I believe they had one saved in the men's and had one saved in the ladies. Amen. The Lord is mighty, mighty good to us. Appreciate you going, BJ. I don't fire you up, son. Hallelujah. What a blessing. What a blessing. Just great all the way around. Had a great day at the park yesterday. It's a little cold. No, it was real cold. Just to be honest with you. But I appreciate the fellowship. Miss Joyce knocked the Brunswick stew out of the park like she always does. But she's going to have somebody take her place, taking care of that. And what we might do is just have what you call a taste test. And it has to be pre-approved. Amen. And I can just take Miss Joyce's Brunswick stew just drink it. Amen. I was in New York preaching one time. The preacher took me to a barbecue place. When you're up north and they tell you they're taking you to get barbecue, it's not a good thing. And I ordered my food and I said, "You have any Brunswick stew?" And they said, "What is that?" So I thought, man, you can't even have a barbecue place and you don't know what Brunswick stew is. So anyway, it was wonderful. Everything's been great, and I appreciate it. Amen. Let's have the ushers right quick, Brother Stacy, you can come, and we'll receive this evening's offering. I appreciate you giving too. The offerings were good this week, and I appreciate that. Probably better during the camp meeting than they have ever been. And I guess the Lord knew that the Boston butt sale didn't go all that great, so y'all made up for it somewhat. We might be a little behind the eight ball. That's all right. What we got was well worth it. Amen. If we have to put the hotel on installment plans, whatever we got to do, Miss Lisa. Amen. She's shaking her head. What a blessing. All right, let's bow our heads and we'll go to the Lord in prayer. And is it extremely hot in here? I know this. I don't want it to go from extremely hot to extremely cold. Y'all are impossible. Shut up. Just bump it down a tad, I guess, Stacy. It was cold in here this morning. You were complaining it was cold. Now it's hot. And so, what if it's like in the old days when we had to meet outside? Or in them old churches, them old white churches in the mountain valleys, and they had old potbelly stove in the back. That's when everybody sat in the back of the church. That's where everybody was. Amen. All right, let's bow our heads. We go to the Lord in prayer. Look, John with us. That's the Lord's blessed offering tonight.
Dear Lord, thank you for a good day. Thank you for the opportunity to be back in your house. Lord, we will pause and say thank you for our veterans for the service they gave. Lord, thank you for our under shepherd. We really do appreciate our pastor and love him. Bless this offering tonight. Use it for your glory. In Jesus' name we ask.
Come on, kids, we'll get to change offering.
Oh, let's see. There. Looks like that's good picking, buddy. If y'all ain't got nothing, you got a piano player. Amen. Hallelujah. Well, give him a hand. That's good. I don't know what them musicians are doing in heaven, but I got a feeling the Lord turned around and said, not that. Amen. Let's stand our feet all over the house. And I'll tell you what, I think we got enough of this. Come on, kids, let's sing a little bit. Come on.
turn their backs. And that is the hardest thing ever. And there are some of y'all have relatives and have family who have walked away and know what it's like. Know what it's like to have the silent treatment because they don't agree. They don't agree with us serving the Lord and saying, you know what, that's not right. Because your life and the way you're living is not right. It's hard. It's really hard. But I want to tell my children, thank you, my boys. Because I know what it's like when somebody steps out on you. I know what it's like when they go against you because you choose to serve the Lord. Because you choose to live for Him. And that's the hardest thing is when your own children, your own family, your flesh and blood. So you know what? I don't have anything to do with that. When they tell your siblings that God is alive because they choose to serve in the world and not God. I know what it's like. So that song is a blessing to me.
Amen.
Because it reminds me that God will never leave me, nor will He forsake me. Friends may go, family may go, and God will always be there.
Yes, He will.
And I'm so thankful for His mercy.
Appreciate that testimony, sis. When everybody else walks out, you'll be the one who'll name you anything. I thought about old Noah, Brother John, and I never heard, Brother Charles, anybody approach that scripture like Jonathan did Friday night. He told us where to turn, and I went, And he said the verse, and I went, What's he going to do with this? Lowest place in your life, he will be there. He will be there. Gina, always. a good time to tell us. You cut that down there. Okay. Let's get us a seat. I think we got us a bass singer. Did y'all hear Caleb when he testified this morning? I just want to thank the Lord. He's just 13 years old. That's like old boy. Amen. These girls are going to sing in just a minute, but I think I'll just put y'all.
I told Brother Eddie, I said, I guess you know what I got to do, brother. He said, well, I thought y'all done all of that. I was trying to think, Brother Eddie, 25 years ago, you were 28. And to be honest with you, I just don't think we ever done a whole lot for your birthday that first couple of years. Somebody tell me if we did or not. It was just a handful, maybe a little bit more than a handful started coming in. But as the years progressed, of course, our thoughts began to turn towards what we did have. As far as a pastor, we had a great pastor. And again, I've said this over and over again. I've watched Brother Eddie develop. And so I think he went from developing to deploying. He's gone a lot. He's deployed. You know what I'm saying? That's a military word. That means you go out. You just don't stay at home court. You go out. But anyway, it's good to be back. I was, of course, gone this morning and preaching off, and so we had a good service over at the Lighthouse, and I'm glad to be there, but I'm glad to be back home tonight. And of course, our feelings, you know, we were in a church that didn't have nothing like this, but someone said, well, I just went in there and preached like I had 300-400, you know. That's just the way I am. I don't like the numbers, you know, sidetrack. But it's a good church and had a real good service. And so, but anyway, Brother Eddie, this is your birthday Tuesday. You'll be 54 years old. 54. And of course, that's, you know, I tell everybody I'm 70, and they say, well, you're still young. And I guess I am. Thank the Lord for that I am. Still feel full young. But anyway, Brother Eddie, what can I say, brother? Another year has come. Now this is what he needs to get nervous about when we don't do this next year. That's probably what he would probably need to get a little nervous, but Lord willing, we won't do that. Every year, we hope that we will have Brother Eddie here, and that we can tell him how much we love him, and give him a card, and tell him that, you know, that's just from Happy Valley, and so I don't know what else to say other than Brother Eddie, we love you. We're back again. We're going to be here with you, brother, and so. Let's just roll on for the Lord Jesus Christ. And may I say this before I hand the mic back to him. Don't forget tomorrow night, Bible class at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. And we'll get back on track again. Eddie, we love you, brother. Somebody else is going to come up here now. We got one more thing for you. Before you open it, I'd like to say something. I knew Brother Eddie back when we was young. And I've been at this church 9 or 10 years now. And I've gotten to know him on this side. Back when I used to know him, he was on the other side. This man has got one of the biggest hearts, most loving hearts, most forgiving hearts, most kindest hearts I've ever seen in anybody. For him to be our pastor, we ought to be more appreciative.
his feelings. I love this man. He loves every one of y'all. Amen. Maybe him talks a lot. He won't ever say nothing about y'all. It's normally me that says it. But to see the man that he's come from where we come from, it amazes me. And what the Lord has done with this man. Amen. And I'm just so thankful that he is my pastor. Amen. Brother Eddie, this is something else from the church. I think you're going to like it. And don't be crying when you open it. You're right. I'm working on it. I'm not saying you get your piece. I'm standing up here. There it is. Yes, sir.
It's the farmhouse I grew up in. My Aunt Lily, she's Granny Faye's sister, painted this picture back when she could still see. We did that, but you did a good thing. Thank you, church. I love God. Boy, my mother's at home sick. She'd have a fit. That's sharp, y'all. The house that built me. Thank you, guys. Girls gonna sing. Listen, let's worship the Lord.
It's
people I've ever seen in my life. We ought not take them for granted. We'll correct them when they're wrong. We'll praise them when they're right. You'll find many kids with that kind of desire to do something for God. Amen. Somebody said to me, thank you guys, somebody said to me not long ago, you can turn to 2 Timothy, not long ago somebody said, boy, I wish you could be like you used to be. Are you out of your mind? I was there.
Yeah.
It's like it used to be, and then some.
Yeah.
Y'all okay?
Amen.
Somebody was saying that. Seemed like our team department, if you want to call it that, took a slump for a few years, but boy, she's back.
Amen.
Amen. As long as it's ever been, and I praise the Lord for it. Amen. 2 Timothy chapter number 2. 2 Timothy chapter number 2. I'm not going to preach long, and I know you don't believe that, but I didn't preach long this morning. There's too much stuff went on beforehand, and but I did preach one point this morning, Brother Charles. We tried to honor our veterans a little bit, and the men and women who have served our country and given a portion of their lives to protect our freedom. Amen. And we looked at 2 Timothy chapter number 2, and I don't think I need my glasses. Let's look at verse number 1, and I'll recap very quick what was said this morning. I'll give you the rest of this message. Timothy is the old preacher, is talking to the young preacher, and he's doing his best to give him some advice to help him in the ministry. And by the way, that's part of the reason I said to you adults a while ago what I did about intimacy and all that kind of stuff. Hey, we're to set an example for our young people. Somebody help me right there. I remember growing up, somebody said, puffing on their cigarette, boy, if I ever catch you one of these things, I'll wear you out.
Come on, preach, brother.
Anybody ever hear that when you were growing up? Amen. We all did. We all did. And there's something about leading by example. If we want our young men to be men, let me say that again. We want our young men to be men. Amen. When your boys are old enough to walk, you ought to take them out in the yard and throw them in the mud hole. Amen. Buy them cowboy hats and pistols. I'm talking about a cap pistol now. Don't give them a loaded gun when they're living. But teach them to be boys. And if our boys are going to learn to be men, they're going to have some men to look up to. I'm not talking about mean-spirited. I'm talking about somebody that'll throw their shoulders back and stand up for what's right and be a man. Our ladies ought to give an example to our young ladies. How to dress. How to act. Amen. That's exactly what Paul is doing with young Timothy, if you would. He's kind of taking him under his wing and mentoring him. Thank God for the people God's put in our life. Say that again. Thank God for the people. I grew up without a daddy. I knew my daddy, and I saw my daddy, but I didn't live in the house with my daddy, and my daddy had very little influence on my life. You know what's weird, John? He had very little influence on my life, but I can see my daddy in myself in so many ways that's crazy. But God put me in a church as a 4-year-old boy with a group of men that loved me like I was their own little kid. Like your Uncle Jay, Brother Stacy. He loved me like a daddy. Whooped me like a daddy. Taught me how to tie my shoes. Sister Vanessa, wherever you are, your dad. I was just a little bitty fella. Come got me from school, picked me up, took me camping and deer hunting. Taught me how to drink coffee. And some other things we won't mention today. Thank God for the role models God put in our life. Amen. Now some of us, we're getting older. We're
not kids or young people, not even really young adults anymore. Now we have the opportunity to be that role model to this bunch that just sang to us. I don't know what I said, why I said all that, but it ain't really got nothing to do with the message, but we ought to be an example. And we ought to remember that they're watching us. And you older teenagers, you ought to remember that them little guys are watching you. Remember when Levi and Robbie, my nephew who's in heaven now, when they were little, all they wanted to do, Jeff, was be like Mitch. They'd stand in the mirror every morning. Does my hair look like Mitch? Not now. I can't hear, so I won't mess with it too bad. But they're looking up to you older guys, man. They think you're it. You ought to be what God wants you to be in front of them. Amen. I appreciate Caleb going, getting his little brother praying tonight. That's a good thing. Amen. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked tonight. I don't want to. I want to get you out of here so you can get some rest. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse number 1, Paul said, "Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Christ Jesus. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also." Verse number 3 is where we'll focus tonight. He said, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a," say it with me, "a good soldier of Jesus Christ." He said, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that ye may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier." This morning we started, I only preached one point, Brother Charles. We talked about being a good soldier. Brother Jerry, I imagine when you were enlisted in the Army and all them years, 20 I guess, however many, retired from the United States Army, I imagine over the course of that time you had the opportunity to witness some men and maybe even women that you would say, they're a good soldier. And then there are others that you would probably look at and go, well, they're substandard. They're just not all, they're not a good soldier. If we're saved, we are in the army of God. Yes or no? We enlisted when He moved inside our heart. We are His children. We are part of the old army of God. I didn't get no help tonight. Y'all too tired. Amen. Aren't you glad to be on the winning side? Amen. I'm glad to be in the right army. Amen. Because there is the right army and there is the wrong. There's a real enemy out there. Amen. But I've read the back of the book and we win. And if I'm going to be in God's army, I want to be a good soldier. If I'm going to be a soldier for God, and I'm going to contend for the faith, and I'm going to stand for what's right, and try my best to do what's right, I want the Lord to look at me and say, now that's a good soldier. What they call it in the army, squared away. That's a squared away soldier. That means, boy, he's got everything right where it ought to be. And we can't do that all the time. I don't. But boy, that ought to be our desire, to be squared away for Jesus each and every day. This morning, I said number one, a good soldier is a follower. Brother Charles, a good soldier is a follower. He knows how to follow. We're living in a day when nobody wants to follow. I remember when I grew up, Brother Jack, back in the hippie time, there was a saying: if it feels good, do it. I believe Flip Wilson might have coined that phrase, or Geraldine, which was Flip Wilson in drag, I think. But anyway, I believe one of them guys coined that phrase: if it feels good, do it. Hey, young people, if it feels good, it's probably don't do it. Are y'all good? Sin has pleasure for a season. Just because something feels right, don't mean it is right. He said again, if something feels right, don't mean it is right. There was an old song back in the 70s that said, oh, what is it? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. How many times do we do what's wrong knowing it's wrong? Just because we like it. Amen. A good soldier is a follower. Amen. We said this morning that to be a follower and to be a soldier, it implies, Brother Charles, a relationship. Paul addresses Timothy in verse number 1 as his son. My son, he was in another place, he said his son in the faith. He wasn't his biological daddy, but he was his spiritual father, just like I would say Brother J. Bice was my spiritual father. Amen. Is that okay?
Amen.
To be a good soldier, you must first be enlisted. I'm glad I'm enlisted. Now, I know we've had some lost people here this morning, probably everybody here tonight saved, but if you're not saved, you ought to get in. I believe this would be a good time to get in. Amen? It involves a relationship. And even if you are saved, you know you can be saved and not have a relationship? You say that again. You can be saved and not have a good relationship. I know married people that are married and they don't have a good relationship. I talked to a couple years ago. They'd been married quite a while. She slept in one bedroom and he slept in another. He said, you know how we get along? I said, how do y'all get along? He said, we stay as far away from one another as we can. It's not a good relationship. Amen. The only way I'll ever sleep in our bed by myself is if it is health reasons. Amen. You understand that, sister? Amen. This ain't Ricky and Lucy here. Some of y'all think Ricky and Lucy. That's television programs. Amen. You know this ain't got nothing to do with the message. They never showed a man and a woman in bed together. Was it the Brady Bunch? Yeah. They never showed a man and a woman on television in bed together until the Brady Bunch. And it went downhill from there. But a good soldier, he's a follower. And that implies that there is a relationship with who he's following. If you're saved, you ought to have a relationship. How can you follow Jesus if you're not close enough to see where he's going? Can I say that one more time? How can you be following Jesus if you're not close enough to see where he's going? It implies a relationship, but it also implies rank. That means you submit yourself to his authority. Amen. Is Jesus, he might be your Savior, but is he your King? He might be your Savior, but is he your King? How many of you remember over there, I'm trying to remember where it's at, where David, the Bible said, saved the men of Keilah. Was it saying? David saved the men of Keilah. Yeah. He was their Savior, but he was not their King. Right. Now there's some guys that preach this thing, they call it Lordship salvation. In other words, if Jesus is not complete Lord and in complete control of your life, you can't be saved. Yeah. I'm just going to tell you that's not right. Amen. That's not right. You can be saved and be as wicked or even wickeder than you were before you got saved. Amen. We need to give Jesus the rank. He's the King. Amen. I'm just going to bump that and go. And then as a follower, it not only implies a relationship and rank, but it implies rule. Right. R-U-L-E. Rule. Amen. Well, how do I know what the rule is? We got the rule book right in front of us. We talked about the code of conduct and all that in the military this morning. I'm sure there's a handbook. I guarantee there's a rule book bigger than this one for the Army. Amen? And you know what them guys do? They go by it. They go by it. It is the standard. Amen. I'm glad we have a standard. I'm glad God has not left us without His Word. What would we do without this book, Brother Fred? Right. We wouldn't know what to do. We wouldn't know how to treat our family. We wouldn't know how to act on a job. We wouldn't know how to interact with society without this book right here. Anyway, a good soldier, Brother Charles, he's a follower. He's a follower. I don't want to be a yes man to nobody. Y'all know what a yes man is? Like a little suck up. Y'all know what I'm talking about? I don't want to be that to nobody, but I do want to be a yes man to Jesus. Amen. Let me say it again. I do want to be a yes. Somebody made a statement a while back about me, and I'm not mad about it. I just want to defend myself. I'm going to be Trump for a minute. Amen. They said, Brother Eddie just got some people, some few families in that church pulling his string. I might be built like Woody. When I'm wearing my boots and spurs, I might look like Woody, but there ain't no string coming out of my body. Just so you know, ain't nobody pulling my string. My deacons are both sitting here tonight. Let them tell you how often I do everything they tell me to do. Somebody said, well, the people that's got all the money in that church tells the preacher what to do. I would love to meet them. I would love to meet them. But it's okay to be a yes man to Jesus. Our waking desire every day ought to be to please Him. Our desire every day of our life ought to be to follow Him. His every command and try to fulfill it to the letter. Amen. Not only is He a follower, I'm talking about a good soldier. A good soldier is not just a good follower, but he's faithful. A good soldier is not just a good follower, but he is faithful. Look at verse 3 and 4. He said, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. Endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. And in being faithful, listen to me tonight, he has to be patient. He has to be patient. Are you listening? We got too many people who want to throw in the towel and quit when everything ain't just so-so. Oh man, that's just life, ain't it? Somebody said to me one day, they said, Brother Eddie, you and Angie seem like you have the perfect marriage. I said, seem is the key word. Y'all okay? We do have a good marriage. And we do have a great relationship. But we have our days too. She has her day. Let's put that way. I'm kidding. We do. We have our days. We have our moments. Amen. And through them tough times, you got to be patient. You got to be patient that it will come to pass. Don't ever quit in the battle. Let me say it again. Don't ever quit in the battle. Don't ever quit in the battle. Endure hard. You know what it means to endure? It means you stick it out. It means you grit your teeth and you bear it and you press on and you just keep going. Okay? We're going to have to develop some patience if we're going to be a good soldier of Jesus Christ. We're going to have to be patient sometimes with ourselves while God's working on us. Is that okay to say? Sometimes I want you to look up here real good. If you hadn't been saved very long, I'm looking around the building thinking about somebody maybe like Drew. Maybe Drew, I don't know how long you've been in, brother. 3 or 4 or 5 months now.
I've been saved. I got saved since I was 16.
Okay. You've been in church 6 months. If we're not careful, we get new converts and we expect too much out of them.
Yeah. Come on, brother.
But then they expect too much out of themselves.
Right.
And they get so discouraged because they're not where Brother Charles is. Can I give you, just let you in on a little secret? I ain't got there yet either.
Say amen. Amen.
I pray the Lord give me His temperament. Give me His patience. Give me His grace. You can't expect it all at once. You're going to be patient with yourself. Preacher, I messed up. I know. And you go into it. Some days worse than others. Well, preacher, I must not really be saved. Yeah, you are. Don't let the devil talk you out of your salvation just because you did something stupid. Get up. Dust yourself off. Confess it. And keep going. Till God continues to work in you. Somebody said, preacher, how many times should I confess the same sin? Till you get over it. Till you get to be patient with yourself. A good soldier's patient. Be patient with others. There's a flip side of that coin. If we're not careful, Those of us who've been saved a while, we expect a new convert to know everything we know.
Right.
Well, bless God, if you was really saved, well, if you was really saved, you wouldn't be judging him so long. How about that? Are we okay? Give them some slack. Amen. Your little babies, when they start walking, do you get highly disappointed when they stumble?
Yeah.
Them babies take them first few steps. They look like they're drunk. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Their little knees are just a shaking, and boom. That's why God gave them a padded rear and something to fall back on. Something to spank when they need it. Amen. You don't go, oh man, I can't believe it. They took 3 steps and failed. You ain't worth nothing. You sorry, good for nothing kid. You'll never amount to anything. You can't even walk.
Amen.
Wouldn't that be a sorry mom and dad?
Amen.
Instead, you know what you do? You take pictures of it. You put it on Instagram and Twitface and all that stuff. You put it on all. Yeah, you go crazy. You go, oh, look at that. Oh, look, he messed in his diaper. You make a big deal over their mistakes. Are we okay? We ought to be patient with God's children as they're coming up. Amen. I was thrilled to death when I heard these little old girls and boys down here this morning giving their testimony. Remember what I said, Brother John? Be patient. Amen. And one of them just said, one of them down on that end, I forgot which one it was, said they just got saved 2 weeks ago. Little teenage girl, Brother Jesse, she said, my name's so-and-so and I ride this bus and I got saved 2 weeks ago. Hallelujah. You know what we need to do? We need to help her learn to walk. We need to help her learn to talk. And not judge her every time she messes up, but when she falls, lift her up, offer her a hand and lift her back up.
Amen.
Good soldier, he's faithful in his patience. Patience with himself, patience with others. Now wait a minute, we better learn to be patient with our commander. We better learn to be patient with our commander, the one giving the order.
Amen.
Have y'all figured it out yet? God doesn't operate. Can you snap your fingers? He's not a genie in a bottle. Your wish is my command. No, we don't command him nothing. And we need to learn to be patient with him. Sometimes you think God doesn't care. God doesn't know where I am. Hold on. He knows you better than you know yourself. He knows more what you need than you know what you need. And brother, his timing is everything. And he's always all the time. I've used this illustration ever since I've been preaching. The day I was born, my great-grandfather, Roy Fuller, I'm named after him, my great-grandfather went to Sears and Roebuck and bought me a 12-gauge shotgun. Oh. I'm talking about I'm still in Dallas Memorial Hospital. Alden Memorial, that's what they call it. What? I'm still in the hospital. He went and bought me a shotgun. And for years while I was growing up, that's Eddie's shotgun. We'd be sitting on the back porch, listening to the Braves on the radio. I'd say, Papa, can I go get my shotgun? Go ahead, son. I'd go in and get it, pull it out of the case. I had that 3-in-1 oil. Y'all remember that stuff? And I put that oil and I'd shine that shotgun. Papa, can I shoot it? Not hard. It'll knock you in the middle of next week. Now, how foolish would it be to hand a little old boy, just a kid, a 12-gauge shotgun and turn the loose? It was mine. He bought it from me. Still got it. It'll take $1 million for it. One day when I was about 13, it's late in the fall. I come in that evening, got off the school bus, run the house. Papa said, "What you got a bunch of homework?" I said, "No, sir, I'll lie." He said, "Why don't you go get that old shotgun? Let's step off down here in the pasture and see if we can kill some squirrels." You know what Papa was doing real pretty? He's watching. He's measuring me up. He's when I was ready and knew when I wasn't. Don't you think our Heavenly Father do is be patient? Kids, look up here. Kids, look up here. Don't be in. Just because you're not in a relationship doesn't mean your life's over. Say that again. Just because you're not in a relationship doesn't mean your life is over. It might be a blessing that you're not in a relationship. Don't be in such a hurry, man. One of these days you're going to look back and say, man, I wish I would slow down right there a little bit. You better learn to wait on God. I'm hunting me a girlfriend. You better let God do the hunting. By the way, He ain't hunting. He already knows. Why don't you just be patient and wait on what He's got? Amen. He's faithful in His patience. He's faithful in His priorities. He is faithful in His priorities. He said that no man, in verse number 4, entangled himself with the affairs of this life, that he may, anybody know the next word? Please. That he may please Him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. What's his priority? What's his number one priority? To please the one and put him in the army and start. Paul said we don't seek to please men, but God. Amen. Now look, it's perfectly natural to seek approval from everybody around us. You're not human if you don't have a desire to be liked. Everybody does. Boys get up to preach, you want to do a good job. That's normal. That's normal. You want somebody to say, man, that was a great message. Your flesh wants to hear that. And it's okay. But our number one goal, day in and day out, ought to be to please God. Amen. You get in that youth choir, you get in that adult choir, our number one goal, boy, I hope he likes it. I hope he approves. Brother Jerry, when you was in the Army, Brother Charles, when you was in there in the Navy, did they have inspection? They inspected your clothes, didn't they? Inspect your haircut. Inspect your shoes. Inspect how shiny your buckle was on your back. Did they even come in your room and inspect your bed? I remember sitting on TV, they had to bounce a quarter off of it. I guarantee you, these boys in this room ain't never made a bed in their life.
Yeah, come on, brother. Preach. Amen.
As far as I know to this day, once I got big enough, my mom ain't never made my bed.
Amen.
I'm talking about an inspection. And you know what they do? What they do, Brother Charles? They ever have a surprise one?
Oh yeah.
Brother Jerry, they ever surprise you when you least inspect it and come in there, they expect it, come in there with them white gloves? We're okay as long as everything looks good on the surface.
That's exactly right.
Amen. But there might be a surprise inspection.
Yeah. Good.
The Bible said the eyes of the Lord are every place behold. I don't think He shows up every now and then with white blood. I don't think He's constantly got that.
Amen.
Our faithfulness implies that we're patient. But our faithfulness also implies that we have the right priorities in our life. Who cares if you don't like it? If Jesus does. I don't care if we don't have the most trained voices in the world if Jesus is pleased with it. I'm a little bit fed up some of these places, all this professionalism. Now we ought to do the best we can. And we ought to give it all we got. Whatsoever our hand finds to do it with our might. We ought to do that. Amen. If you can get better, get better. If you can get with Sister Janice and Ashley and Bibba, some of these, and learn how to sing harmony, you ought to learn to sing harmony. You ought to learn to sing your part. Do the best you can. Amen. But do it to please Him. That'll be our number one priority. He's faithful in His in his patience, in his priorities. But listen, he's faithful in his practice. In his practice. Look over at chapter 4. A good soldier is faithful in his practice. He is what he is. He's what he is on Sunday. He's what he is on Monday. Amen. You know we're Christians 7 days a week. We're in God's army 365 days a year. It's not just a Sunday thing. Amen. It's practice. Chapter 4, verse number 7. You know what Paul said. He said in verse number 6, "For I am now ready to be offered. The time of my departure is at hand." Watch this. I fought a good fight.
Yeah. Amen.
I fought a good fight. I finished my course. I've kept the faith. He's faithful in his practice. I'm not that impressed with people who start off well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brother Jack, I'm highly impressed with people who end well.
Yeah. Amen.
I'll quit here in just a minute and listen. I took Brother Tony Shirley when he was preaching for Levi a couple weeks ago, and took Levi, my son, and Levi wanted to see Brother Garland Odom study. Brother Garland, I believe, I remember right, he's 87 years old. And we sat down, we spent several hours with Brother Garland, and I was kind of agging things on. I've known Brother Garland most of my life and consider him a close friend. And Brother Tony and Levi just kind of in awe of him, and they all did. Let me say that again, they all did. We're talking about some great men of God.
Amen. Yes, sir.
And I said, Brother Garland, why don't you tell these boys about when you got saved? Well, Brother Garland was sitting down, he stood up, he tugged at his breeches. He said, "I got to stand up and I'm about to do some preaching." For an hour and a half, that old 87-year-old man of God. You know what impressed me, Brother Freddie? That 87-year-old man is still the same as he was when I was a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's waiting. Nothing.
Amen.
That's waiting. I believe his life will fit that verse right there.
Yes, sir.
I fought the fight.
Amen.
I kept the faith. I finished the course. Amen. He was supposed to have been here last Sunday night and his health wouldn't allow it. Next Sunday night he's able, he'll be here. I don't have him give me that testimony about what he got saved. Amen. He's faithful. He's faithful in his practice. I'm trying to think what to say and what not to say. We may not have always done it like we all have done it.
Right.
But thank God we still do it.
Yeah. Amen.
Is it okay to say it like that?
Yes, sir.
We may have stumbled along the way, but I'm glad we're still in the fight.
Yes.
Let me say that again. We may have stumbled and failed a few times. We may have made some bad decisions. But thank God we're still in the fight. Amen. Brother Charles, we're still together. 25 years.
Amen.
We don't butt heads. We don't fuss and we argue. We don't.
Amen.
He could fuss at me and I'd say, yes, sir. I ain't saying that to be funny. I would. Some of you young fellas might not want to try, but look, Charles. He's faithful in his practice. I wonder how many people can look at you and say, boy, they've been doing that a long time. They've been doing that a long time. Brother Thomas, I reckon Brother Greg's been out there. I've been 23 years.
Amen.
What do you think, Brother Charles?
Amen.
Brother Greg Doctor? Probably been in our junior church 23 years, somewhere in there. Some of y'all been in the bus ministry 24 years, as we. That's a good thing.
Amen.
Faithful in our practice. We don't get burnt out in what we're doing. We love it. Amen. I ain't never got burnt out fishing. I ain't never said, I'm tired of hunting. But people get burnt out serving God, don't they?
Come on, brother.
Be faithful in their practice. How long you and Miss Amanda been out there, Brother Tom?
15 years.
15 years. How about that? When he first come here, I wouldn't have let him be around kids. Brother Johnson come to me and shake my hand and said, pray for me. I hate you. I ain't making fun of you. I'm just saying, look what God's done. 15 years. Keep on, keeping on. Be faithful in your practice. But Tom said I wasn't being ugly. I love you. You know it.
Amen.
Man, God's done that. Well, I remember, I'm almost done. I remember Brother Charles, my mind's messing with me now. The lawyer that died in the bathroom, Tom Washburn. Brother Tom Washburn was in the hospital one day, and he was having stents put in his heart, and his mother was there. Brother Freddie, me and you were there together. She was 80-something, I think she was 83 at the time. She had just come back from Cancun with one of her friends where they'd been parasailing. 83-year-old. And she started telling me about her Sunday school class. She'd been teaching that Sunday school class for 50-something years. First Baptist Church in Woodstock, Georgia.
Wow.
And me and Tom I'd given him a book. He didn't believe the King James Bible was perfect. Me and him argued about it till the day he died. I believe he got it right in his heart. He just wouldn't let it come out of his mouth. And we got to talk about it. His mama jumped on him right there in the hospital. Yes, sir, she did. She said, boy, you know that's the Word of God. Amen. Like she is faithful in her practice. Be a good soldier, but we didn't stand our post. Till we get further orders. Amen. Well, I said he's a follower, he's faithful. Brother Charles, I think there's some things that he's familiar with. Amen. He's familiar with. I believe he's familiar with the sound of his commander's voice.
Amen.
I believe he's familiar with the sound of his commander's voice. He's heard that voice so many times that even in the heat of battle, he may not be able to see him, but he hears the voice. Jesus said, my sheep know my voice. To be a good soldier, we're going to have to become familiar with our commander's voice. You say, how do you do that? Right here. Right here. He says, as a young Christian preacher, what's the most important thing I can do? Read your Bible. He said it again, read your Bible. Don't even worry about studying it if you're not reading it.
Right.
It's a book. How many of you picked up Sister Ashley's book and studied it? Nobody? You read it. And I know it's so good, people read it and couldn't put it down, and thank God for that. What a story. But it's a book. You read it. I thank God we've got one we can study. And we ought to study. Study show thyself approved, a workman need not be ashamed, right? Right. Thank God we have the book and we can study, but it ought to be read. How do you familiarize yourself with the commander's voice? You read his word. And you know what that word will do? It'll speak to you.
Yeah. Yes.
It'll speak to you. Listen, that's why so many Christians can't try the spirits.
Amen.
All right?
Amen.
They're too familiar with the old evil spirit and not familiar enough with the Spirit of God. Anyway, he's familiar. He's familiar with the commander's voice, or the sound of his voice. He is skillful with the use of his weapons. He's skillful with the use of his weapons. Y'all remember some of them old military movies like No Time for Sergeants and all that? Where the people about to kill everybody the first time they went to shooting range? You know what we ought to do? We ought to be skillful. We ought to be skillful. Amen? He's familiar with his weapons. familiar with the strategy of the enemy. Paul tells us we're not to be ignorant of his devices. I'm going to quit. Y'all are done, I can tell. Amen. He's familiar with the strategy of the enemy. Lastly, I said he's a follower, he's faithful, he's familiar, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. You knock him down and keeps getting up. You beat him down and keeps coming back. He's a fighter. Paul said, I fought a good fight. A fighter is determined. I'm going to make it to the end. I'm going to make it to the end. He's driven. He's driven. There's a cause that is bigger than he is. There's a cause that is bigger than he is. I heard this statement one time that Brother Todd, you come to want to have some sort of altar call. I heard a statement one time, I don't know if it was an old movie or if it was an actual soldier on television. Somewhere I heard this. They said something about fighting for their country. They said, yeah, that's the big picture. He said, but when you're in the battle on the battlefield, fighting for the man standing beside you, something like that. And I thought, wow. Wow. Yes, a cause. Our cause is way bigger than we are. So many times we got to make all this stuff about me and about us. You know what it's about? It's about all the kids that marched in here. About those kids that got up here and sang. It's about a sinner that needs to be saved. Brother Dylan sings in the choir. It's about the cross. Amen. He's a fighter. He's determined. He's driven. He's dedicated. Not only is he a follower, not only is he faithful, not only is he familiar, not only is he a fighter, Brother Freddie, he's a finisher. Remember spending the night with a friend of mine with some kids and we'd fight. He said, y'all start another fight. The daddy would say, y'all start another fight. I'm going to finish it. Amen. As Christians, we ought to be finishing. We ought to be finishing. We ought to finish what we started. Amen. Let's stand up, please. Amen. Listen, before this thing, I want to tell Brianna how much I appreciate her. She's a blessing. She stood up here while the choir sang this week and did that sign language. Brother Tony leaned up and asked me, he said, how many deaf people you got? I said, no. No. If God's given her a talent, I'm going to do it. And you know what? Ain't gonna surprise me. It ain't gonna be long. God's gonna give her somebody to speak to. Sister Kelly testified, Brother Terry, and said it might be your dog. Isn't that something? Hope that's not the case. Pray it's not the case. But isn't that something? God already got her in place. Ain't no telling how many people in this community. If you're blessed, I just want to tell you that. Since I love you. Amen. Listen, they're going to say you're sheltered in the arms of God. Hallelujah. You mind the Lord tonight.
want to thank everybody that went by New Vision yesterday, supported Sister Michelle and the Fair the Chance Project. That's what project, is that what it's called? Most of you know Sister Michelle's husband is incarcerated, and she had a burden to help raise some money, support kids whose dads are behind bars, help them play sports and that kind of thing. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing. You know what them kids need to know? Somebody loves you. Somebody loves you. Amen. Some of them kids get anything to have what our kids have. Their daddy. Amen. So I just appreciate I saw several of you there. I hope others went by. And I hope she raised tons of money. I hope it was a bad day though, and it's cold. Nobody was out much, but appreciate the effort. And I appreciate you folks that went by. All right. I'm going to ask Brother Todd just to continue to play. And we're going to open the doors of the church tonight. If you're here, you've been saved, you baptized, church membership somewhere else, doors of the church is open. If you're here, you've been saved and ain't never been baptized, you won't come for baptism. We won't do it tonight, but we'll get it done. Amen. But doors of the church is open tonight. God knows in your heart about joining up with this crazy bunch. Come on. This is Anna. Anna, are you saved? Gone ahead with it, been baptized? You don't join the church? All in favor, say amen. Amen. Miss Anna, tell me. Anna LeBeau. That's cool, man. LeBeau. You ever get married, I want to change your name. That's cute. Anna, are you saved? You've been baptized. You will join the church. We're glad to have you. All in favor, say amen. Amen. Come here and shake their hands. Welcome them. Ladies, hold up. Yes, Miss Vanessa.
Nina wasn't able to come back, but if you want to order a honey baked ham, you can see me and I'll make sure you get your name on the list.
Yes, if you want the honey baked ham.